CQ calling all radio amateurs and listeners. This is Golf Bravo 2 Romeo Sierra, the news broadcasting service of the Radio Society of Great Britain. This broadcast comes to you from amateur radio station Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Mapleshall, Bedfordshire. Welcome and thanks for joining us. It's Sunday the 27th of April and here is the GB2RS news broadcast, prepared for you by the RSGB for all radio amateurs and listeners. You can also find this news bulletin on our website at rsgb.org with links to groups and organisations that we may mention in this broadcast. This week's news headlines: RSGB delegates attend special IARU Region 1 interim meeting in Paris. Join us in celebrating World Morse Day. And be part of our team at the Youngsters on the Air Summer Camp. We'll have more on those items in a moment, but first we're taking part in the International Amateur Radio Union Region 1 interim meeting, which is being held in Paris this weekend, and it's of particular historical significance as it coincides with the centenary of the founding of the IARU in 1925, as well as being the 75th anniversary of when IARU Region 1 was established in 1950. The French Host Society, REF, also marks its centenary. This year's meeting covers a broader scope than previous years and includes youth matters for the first time. It also covers focus areas of HF, VHF, UHF and microwave, as well as electromagnetic compatibility. We've been a key contributor to the meeting, submitting papers that include future options for the 23 cm band and the harmonisation and protection of HF bands. 3 of our delegates are at the meeting, including our newly appointed president, Bob Beebe, GU4YOX. 8 other RSGB reps will attend remotely, and the meeting is a celebration of amateur radio's rich heritage and is looking forward at the future challenges and opportunities which face our global amateur radio community. And you can read more about the meeting documents at CONF, that's Charlie Oscar November Foxtrot, .IARU-R1.org. And to celebrate the IARU's centenary, we've created a web page to share information about our part in the celebrations, which includes a link to an RSGB archive video from the IARU meeting in Paris in 1950, as well as our July 1925 T&R bulletin, which contains an announcement detailing the formation of the IARU. To find out more, go to rsgb.org/IARU-centenary. Today, Sunday the 27th of April, is World Morse Day, which honours the birthday of Samuel Morse, the code's inventor. He was born this day in 1791. Now, to celebrate the occasion, we've released a video with a question in Morse code for you to answer. Once you've deciphered the question, leave your answer in the comment section under the post. You can view the video on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/the-RSGB, or you can search for @the-RSGB on Facebook or X. If you'd like to apply to be the team leader for this year's Youngsters on the Air Summer Camp, then the deadline is Friday the 2nd of May. This year's camp runs from the 18th to the 25th of August. It's being held near Paris, and it's a chance of a lifetime for young RSGB members to represent their country and their national society. If you're an RSGB member between 21 and 30, and if you can motivate a team of young people, then we'd love to hear from you. You can download an application form at rsgb.org/YOTA, that's YOTA-camp, and you can apply to be a team member up until the 16th of May. The RSGB Quality Manager reminds clubs that they can still run exams if they're a registered exam centre. Exams are run online unless a candidate has a special requirement for a paper exam. The introduction of remote invigilation to allow people to take an amateur radio licence exam in their home doesn't affect this. If you're a club and have any questions about delivering exams, you can contact the RSGB Examinations Quality Manager. That's Dave Wilson, M0OBW. Dave's email address is, and I'll spell this phonetically, it's Echo Quebec Alpha Mike at rsgb.org.uk. And if you have a special requirement for an exam, then you can contact the RSGB exams team. Their email address is exams@rsgb.org.uk. As part of the IARU centenary celebrations, the RSGB special call sign Golf Bravo 0 India Alpha Romeo uniform has been active throughout April. On Wednesday the 30th of April, the RSGB President, Bob Beebe, Golf Uniform 4 Yankee Oscar X-Ray, will activate GB0IARU from 2 p.m. on 40 metres SSB and then from 5 p.m. on 80 metres SSB. And frequencies will be spotted on the day and times may vary to suit propagation. Now, just a reminder to you to please send any details of your news and events to radcom@rsgb.org.uk. The deadline for submissions is 10 a.m. on the Thursday prior to Sunday's broadcasts. And now we have details of rallies and events. The Dartmoor Radio Rally is on Monday the 5th of May. That's being held at the Yelverton War Memorial Hall on Meavy Lane in Yelverton, Devon. And the postcode is Papa Lima 206 Alpha X-Ray, with free car parking and the usual bring and buy, as well as trader stands and refreshments. Doors will open at 10 a.m. and admission is £3. And if you need any further details, you can call Roger on 07854 088 882, or you can email him. His email address is 2echo0 Romeo Papa Hotel @gmail.com. Retrotech UK is on Sunday the 11th of May, and it's being held at the Sports Connection, which is on Leamington Road in Ryton on Dunsmore in Coventry, and the postcode is Charlie Victor 8 3 Foxtrot Lima. This annual event is organised by the British Vintage Wireless Society, and it includes nearly 200 stalls of dealers, clubs and private sellers. Doors open at 10 a.m. and entry is £10. Early door entry is also available from 9 a.m. and that costs £25. For full details, you can contact Greg Hewitt. His email address is info@retrotechuk.com, or you can go to retrotechuk.com, the website. And I'll spell Retrotech for you. It's Romeo Echo Tango, Romeo Oscar Tango, Echo Charlie Hotel Uniform Kilo. And now we have the special event news. The Spanish National Society, URE, is on the air to mark the centenary of the IARU. Members are active on 160 to 6 metres until the 30th of April. And they've got 10 different special event stations running, including Alpha Oscar 100 IARU. There are special awards available, as well as medals for the top participants from each continent who achieve the highest number of contacts with the stations on different bands and modes. To find out more, you can go to their website, which is ure.es. The Amateur Radio Society of Moldova is operating special event station Echo Romeo 100 IARU, and they'll be active until Wednesday the 30th of April in honour of the IARU centenary. You can find more details on qrz.com. Just enter their call sign Echo Romeo 100 IARU in the search box. Next we have news of the Kuwait Amateur Radio Society, who are pleased to announce their participation in the IARU centennial celebrations. Members of the society will operate special event station 9 Kilo 100 IARU until Wednesday the 30th of April. And now we have the DX news. Dom 3 Delta 2 Uniform Sierra Uniform is active as 3 Delta 2 Alpha Juliet Tango, and he's operating from Nandi in the Fiji Islands until the end of April. The call sign is in memory of Juliet Hotel 1 Alpha Juliet Tango, who's sadly now silent key. You can QSL via Club Logs OQRS and Logbook of the World. Next we have news of Eurus, Yankee Lima 2 Golf Mike, who plans to operate as Zulu Sierra 8 Whiskey from Prince Edward and Marion Islands, which are IOTA reference Alpha Foxtrot 021, and he plans to be active until Friday the 16th of May. He'll be on Marion Island as a radio engineer and a member of the SANAP Station Communication Equipment Maintenance Team, and he hopes to find good periods of time to operate. For more details, you can go to the event website, which is Lima Romeo Alpha Lima .Lima Victor / Zulu Sierra 8 Whiskey. And now we have the contest news. The UK and Ireland CWDX contest, or UK and Ireland DXCW contest, should I say, started at noon on Saturday the 26th of April and ends at noon UTC today, Sunday the 27th of April. Using Morse code on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and serial number. And UK and Irish stations will also send their district code. The Polish DX RTTY contest started at 1200 UTC on Saturday the 26th of April and ends at 1200 UTC today, Sunday the 27th of April. Using RTTY on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and serial number, and Polish stations will also send their province code. On Monday the 28th of April, it's the British Amateur Radio Teledata Group's Sprint 75 contest, which runs from 1700 to 2100 UTC. Using 75 baud RTTY on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is your serial number. And also on Monday the 28th of April, it's the FT4 series contest, which runs from 1900 to 2030 UTC. Using FT4 on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is your report. Then on Wednesday the 30th of April, it's the UK and Ireland Contest Club 80 metre contest, which runs from 2000 to 2100 UTC. Using Morse code on the 80 metre band, the exchange is your 6-character locator. Then on Thursday the 1st of May, it's the 144 MHz FT8 activity 4-hour contest, which runs from 1700 to 2100 UTC. Using FT8 on the 2 metre band, the exchange is your report and 4-character locator. And also running on Thursday the 1st of May, it's the 144 MHz FT8 activity 2-hour contest, and that runs from 1900 to 2100 UTC. Using FT8 on the 2 metre band, the exchange is your report and 4-character locator, and if you entered the 4-hour contest, then you can also enter the 2-hour contest. Then on Saturday the 3rd of May, it's the 432 MHz to 245 GHz contest, which starts at 1400 UTC and ends at 1400 UTC today, on Sunday the 4th of May. Using all modes on 432 MHz to 245 GHz, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. The UK 6 metre group's summer marathon starts at 0000 UTC on Saturday the 3rd of May and ends at 23:59 UTC on Sunday the 3rd of August. Using all modes on the 6 metre band, the exchange is your 4-character locator. The ARI International DX contest starts at 1200 UTC on Saturday the 3rd of May and ends at 11:59 UTC on Sunday the 4th of May. Using Morse code, RTTY and SSB on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and serial number, and Italian stations will also send their province. The Worked All Britain 7 MHz contest will take place on Sunday the 4th of May from 1000 to 1400 UTC. All entries need to be with the contest manager by the 14th of May, and please note that all Worked All Britain contests are SSB only. You can find full details of the contest rules on the Worked All Britain website. Well, that's all for the contests. We now move across to the HF radio propagation report. This was compiled by G0KYA, G3YLA and G4BAO on Thursday the 24th of April. We had another week of unsettled geomagnetic conditions. The KP index peaked at 5.33 on the 21st of April as the solar wind speed hit just above 600 kilometers per second with active geomagnetic conditions. This was caused by a massive coronal hole which measured nearly 700,000 kilometers in length. That was at the time of writing, and part of it is still facing us, but the BZ or interplanetary magnetic field is facing north, so we won't feel its negative effects. The KP index fell to 3.67 on the morning of Thursday the 24th of April, but it wouldn't take much for the BZ to swing southwards and for the KP index to rise again. The solar flux index has risen from 148 up to 168, and that means that maximum usable frequencies over 3,000 kilometers have reached 25 megahertz at times, but have usually been slightly lower. If the KP index stays low, then there's a good chance of higher maximum usable frequencies, but we've probably seen the best of 10-meter propagation until the autumn. Much of the recent DX has been worked on lower frequencies, such as Victor Papa 2 Victor India in the British Virgin Islands on 40 and 20 metres, Charlie 5 Romeo in the Gambia on 20 and 12 metres, and Hotel Delta 8 Golf on the Galapagos Islands, who's been worked on 20, 17 and 12 metres. Now there's still the chance of DX on 10 metres, but it may be fleeting. Next week, NOAA predicts that the solar flux index will remain high, perhaps up to 175. And we may get some respite from unsettled geomagnetic conditions from the 26th to the 30th of April, when the KP index is forecast to be around 2 to 3. However, unsettled geomagnetic conditions are forecast for the beginning of next month, with KP indices of 5 or 6 on the 1st and 2nd of May. Well, now we have the VHF and up propagation news, which was compiled by Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar. Next week, high pressure should dominate, and that means a chance for tropospheric propagation much of the time, and that will probably favour paths to the east, so Scandinavia or Northern Europe. Rain scatter won't feature much other than over northwest Britain in recent days, and meteor scatter is falling back to random activity, which tends to be better in the early hours before dawn. The solar conditions have kept the KP index up, and there was a final auroral opening last week on the 16th of April, so for more aurora it's still worth checking for when KP values nudge above 5. As we move into May, we can start to think about the coming sporadic E season, which often begins on 10 metres and 6 metres, and as usual, the digital modes will be best for any weak events. Morse and SSB are possible in the stronger openings, especially on 10 metres. There are usually two preferred activity periods, one in the morning and a second in late afternoon and early evening. However, at the start of the season, there can be a lot of spread in the timings. For moon bounce operators, EME path losses are lowest during perigee today, Sunday the 27th, and moon declination is positive and rising. Moon windows will lengthen along with peak elevation, and 144 MHz sky noise starts the week low but increases to moderate as the week progresses. From late Sunday to early Monday, the sun and moon appear close in the sky. And that's all from the propagation team this week. Well, that's all for this week's GB2RS news broadcast, which was brought to you by Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire. The news was compiled by the Radio Society of Great Britain, who represent amateur radio and radio amateurs in the UK and abroad. Now, if you have a news item to share, then please email it to us as far in advance as possible, and we'll be pleased to include it for you free of charge in the GB2RS news broadcasts, Radcom magazine and the RSGB website. Send it to the editorial team. Their email address is radcom@rsgb.org.uk. And if your news items are time sensitive, then very important, you must send them to us by 10 a.m. on the Thursday before our news broadcasts. We retain copyright over all material we transmit. You can find information about amateur radio on our website, which is rsgb.org. And you can also download the full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts from rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule. We wish you 7-3 from the GB2RS news team, and we hope you have a lovely Sunday and a great week ahead. This is Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta, now listening for any calls or reports.